Hi, everybody. So tomorrow is Mother's Day, and Mother's Day always used to stress me out because I didn't really want to celebrate it, but I felt that I was obligated to do it. And now I have gone no contact with my mother, so now I no longer have to deal with that. But I just wanted to talk about this for a moment because for most people, celebrating Mother's Day is not really a dilemma. It's just something that they do because it is a holiday that you celebrate to acknowledge your mother, to thank her for whatever she did. But what happens if you're an antinatalist who doesn't believe that life is a gift? Or what happens if you think that your mother was abusive and that yet you still are expected to do it anyway? Now, Mother's Day isn't just about giving thanks for whatever. I mean, it sort of has become a cultural duty that has been commercialized, and it's a social expectation. But the problem for an antinatalist is that if you do celebrate Mother's Day, inherent in that celebration is the notion that you are implicitly acknowledging that life is a gift, that motherhood is a social achievement, and that you should be grateful for being brought into existence. Now, all of the things that your mother did for you, I will grant that there are good mothers. No, I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm not. There are mothers that are better than other mothers, right? I don't believe there's anything. There's not a such thing as a good biological parent. It's extraction. It is a return on their investment. They're investing in something that they hope to receive a return on it at some point in the future. So I don't believe there's a such thing as a good biological parent. With that being said, there are parents who do take their roles as parents more seriously, and maybe they will invest in their children because they hope to extract, right? Maybe they do try to give their children different upbringing, a decent upbringing. Maybe they do try to invest in their future so they can get an education, try to teach some things so that they can navigate through life. But I don't believe that this is something that should be celebrated. This is an obligation that they voluntarily assumed. If you voluntarily choose to be a parent, then that comes with the territory. It's not something that you should be necessarily grateful for, especially when you're just doing the bare minimum. If all you did was provide food, clothing, and shelter, that is your responsibility. And like I said, in some cases, we just got the bare minimum. Did get the bare necessities, but with that came a whole lot of abuse. So to have to turn around, and I know you don't want to rub it in your face. You don't want to rub it in your mother's face that she was abusive. It's not something that comes up because they assume that, oh, you're an adult now, all is forgiven. You have completely forgotten about all the abuse that you went through. No, it is not. It's not forgotten. It is not forgiven. You never gave an apology, and what makes it even worse is that the abuse doesn't stop even in adulthood. It's just you can't physically abuse me, but you're still emotionally abusive. You will still try to manipulate me so that you can get your way. So the abuse hasn't stopped. So because it hasn't stopped, I can't forgive you. You're not sorry for it. You have taken no responsibility whatsoever. And yet I'm still expected to send you flowers and say thank you for my abuse. How does that work? I know it worked because apparently it did work on me for many years. I did it even though it was begrudgingly. I didn't want to do it, but I did it because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't want to tell her how horrible of a mother she was. If I didn't do it, I would never hear the end of it. She would call me. She would just bitch me out. She would send me these nasty text messages. So to keep the peace, I would just do it. But it felt like she got over on me. Like she got something she didn't deserve. Like it would just. I know it seems like something minor, but it just really bothered me to have to do that to spare her feelings when she didn't give a fuck about mine. And I did it for many years until I finally, when I went no contact, relieved. And my brother would just say, "Oh yeah, I sent her flowers or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm glad that's not my burden anymore. You can do that." And now he's also going on no contact with her. So um, clearly, I wasn't wrong. It just took him a longer time to see what I saw. So it's like when everything has been taken away from you, everything has been extracted. You're forced to continue existing. You don't enjoy anything about it, but you're carrying out your life sentences, trying to mind your business. And the only thing you have left are your damn principles, are your values, and then you can't even have that. Now you have to betray your values in order to make somebody else happy. Now you have to celebrate your own enslavement to this hellscape in order to spare somebody else's feelings. It's the most. I don't know how you describe that. It feels like such a huge violation. It's almost like if you're a slave and you have to thank your slave master for enslaving you. Like, I don't want to thank my oppressor. I don't want to thank the woman who was beating me with extended arms, dragging me down the stairs and punching me in the face. I don't want to do that. Now, Mother's Day is framed as a social and universal duty. It has been commercialized in America. I don't know about other countries. I did do a Substack article explaining the history of Mother's Day, like how the one who created the day, the holiday, actually regretted it because it was supposed to acknowledge women for giving birth. You know who I think should be celebrating Mother's Day? I think the fathers should probably be doing that. The fathers should be thanking their wives, their baby moms, whoever they are, for giving them children. But the person who's brought into existence, no, I don't think you should be thinking. You know what? And I'm going to be honest. For some reason, It didn't really bother me to celebrate Mother's Day when it came to my grandmother, because my grandmother did not abuse me. My grandmother spent time with me. I helped her with our garden. Like, um, whatever she asked me to do, I did it because I enjoy spending time with her. So to celebrate Mother's Day with my grandmother did not feel like it was anything too taxing. I love my grandmother. Um, I think it was a little bit different with my own mother. Like I felt like it was almost like celebrate Mother's Day, or I'm going to slap the shit out you. That's how I felt. Like, and that's how it literally was when I was a child. Whatever little money I had to spend it on her. It's not like we got much money in the first place, but let me spend my little bit of money to make her happy. And it's just like, what about my fucking happiness? When does that come into the picture? Right? Because you're just, first of all, I do think she was misandrous as hell. She just basically felt the both of you are boys. I'm a woman, and so it was worse for me because I was the oldest. So I was basically the man of the house. So my happiness didn't matter. She was the woman, so I'm supposed to put her happiness first. That's just what men do. Even though I was a child, even though I was 8, 9, 10 years old, I still was expected to be the man. And so they will manipulate you with guilt. You're such a horrible person that you could be so cruel and callous to your own mother. Never mind the fact that she was cruel and callous to her own children. But no, it doesn't matter. She's the one. You're the man. You're supposed to just get over it. You're not entitled to have any emotional reaction to your own oppression. So if you don't feel grateful for being born, then the normal response would be that you would not want to celebrate a holiday like Mother's Day. But yet you are expected to sacrifice your own integrity to put someone else's happiness first. It's not as if this is a necessity. It's not as if this person is starving, they're homeless. You're just like, okay, I just don't want to help you. No, this is about their emotional extraction. They get to be happy at your expense, and you're supposed to just go along with it. So I think you should have a right to tease. If you ask, I don't believe that there's a such thing as a good biological parent. I just don't believe that. But to the extent that it is possible, and you believe that you actually had a decent mother, fine, celebrate it. Maybe you feel that your mother went above the call of duty, which I don't even think that is possible either. But fine, celebrate that. But if you had an abusive mother who didn't give a fuck about you, you're not obligated to celebrate Mother's Day just to spare her feelings. You're absolutely not obligated to do that. And if she demands that you do it and she tries to guilt trip you, it's like you're trying to spare her feelings. You don't want to rub in her face that, oh, you were a horrible mother, you were abusive. But if she wants to throw it in your face, then maybe you should bring that up. Do you really think that you were a good mother? What about the times that you did XYZ? Because they just want to pretend that all is forgotten. They were these loving, doting mothers who put their children first. That is not your reality. That is not your lived experience. So when you are considering whether to celebrate Mother's Day, just think about the nature of your relationship. And don't just think about what it is right now. Think about what it was when you were a child. Was your mother actually there for you when you needed her? Did she put your needs first at any point in your childhood? And if the answer is no, then you have no obligation to celebrate it. It is what it is. Never apologize and threw fire in a flame by expecting you to have grandchildren for her. Exactly. Um, I wasn't about to give her grandchildren. And the interesting thing about that is that they will often treat their grandchildren better than they treated their own offspring, right? Because they get to see their grandchildren every once in a while. But when there's actual responsibility where they actually have to take care of you, then they are abusive as hell. I'm not really looking forward to some. That's the reason why I'm doing this. That's the reason why I'm doing this live stream. You are under no obligation to celebrate Mother's Day. If you don't feel it, don't do it. Your happiness, your well-being comes first. Your mental health comes first. Put yourself first. You have no duty to do it. If you were to consider, whether the times that your mother was there for you, the time that she wasn't, if you believe that she was abusive, don't fucking do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it, because it may seem like a minor inconvenience, but it will take a toll on your mental health, that you have betrayed your own principles in order to make somebody else happy. You're not a sacrificial animal. If you're not looking forward to it, there's a reason why you're not looking forward. It's because your mother doesn't deserve it. Don't do it. I think the truth of how we were raised should be communicated when it makes sense, especially if you don't already have the best relationship with your parents in your adult years. Yes, yes, because it's like for so many of us, we're walking on eggshells. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to tell them you were a horrible mother. But if it's the truth is the truth, and I'm not going to lie to you. You know good and damn well you are not a good mother. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll let you decide. I mean, obviously, it is your choice anyway, but you know the nature of your own relationship. You know whether she actually deserves it. But my whole thing is it should not be an expectation, it should not be a duty. You get to decide for yourself whether you want to celebrate it. All right, y'all. So that is my rant for today. Think about that. Maybe you have already ordered your flowers. Maybe you have already got your card, your gift, whatever you. Um, there is a such thing as a refund. So there's that. You don't have to actually give it to her. You can cancel your order. You can stop the delivery, and you can live in peace and just enjoy your day without having to sacrifice your happiness for somebody else. With that being said, wait, I have two other comments. You celebrate because you're happy about a situation. That's what celebrate means. Right. Motherhood is not something that should be celebrated. It's celebrating natalism. Right. You're celebrating natalism. You're celebrating the fact that they impose life for you. Communicating the things that your parents put you through is only necessary because if you even attempt to say no or stand up for yourself when you were a child, you would have been punished. Right. You would have been punished. They would have slapped the shit out you for even talking back, for defending yourself against their oppression. And now that you're an adult, you don't have to go along. I mean, they have conditioned you to think that you should put their happiness first. But now that you're an adult, you can resist that. You don't have to go along with that shit. I know it's really hard to get out of that programming that your happiness doesn't matter, only your parents. That's what they taught you as a child. But now you have to deprogram yourself and learn to put yourself first and stop being a sacrificial animal. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I hope that you think about that. And I know it may hurt her feelings, it may make you feel uncomfortable, but don't, if you don't want to do it, just don't do it. All right, y'all. I am going to end this live stream and you all have a good day. And if you don't want to celebrate it, don't do it.